plus 0.8 times 3 meter per second, because the speed of this block got is 3 meter per second. Right? This is, you understand? And then if you calculate the velocity, it will be 1.3 meter per second with d.
Because it's the mass times the velocity.
Mass, velocity, the initial one, is equal to plus velocity, the initial one, the second, first, is equal to the one in the end after the collision, right? We know this ball, the initial velocity is 2.8. And this block, the initial velocity was 0, so we didn't put it there, because it's 0. Right? It's equal to 1.6 is this ball after the collision velocity plus the block got a velocity of 3 meters per second. Right?
Okay.
It's just the initial one before the collision, and then immediately after the collision. Write down the two should be the same. And then number 5, 8 kilogram object moving 4 meters per second in the positive x direction has a one-dimensional collision with a 2 kilogram object moving the opposite direction 3 meters per second. The final velocity of the 8 kilogram object, and then that's the initial. After the collision, it will turn to 2 meters per second. And it's positive. What's the total kinetic energy of the two mass system after collision? The first thing we need to get is after the collision, what's the velocity for this one, right? First, we have the initial. And we have after the collision, the final. Initial, 8 kilogram times 4 meters per second plus, right, that's the 8 kilogram, plus 2 kilogram times negative 3 meters per second, because it's moving in the opposite direction. And then after the collision, 8 kilogram times is 2 meters per second after the collision. 2 meters per second. Plus, we don't know what's the velocity for this one. 2 kilogram times velocity after the collision. And they should be equal to each other, right? And then if you calculate, you got the velocity will be 5 meters per second. So after the collision, this one is moving 5 meters per second. The question is, what's the total kinetic energy of the whole system after collision? That will be 1/2 m1 v1 squared plus 1/2 m2 v2 squared, right? So the two kinetic energies plus. The first one is 8 kilogram, and the velocity is 2. And the second one is 2 kilogram, and the velocity we just got is 5. if you calculate, you got 41. That's the answer. Okay, you got this one? Excuse me. So, and then number 6. There is a block. And then there is a bullet. $10. Pay attention to the unit. If it's 10 gram, it's equal to 0.01 kilogram, right? In all of your calculations, you need to use kilogram. Okay. And the initial velocity is 1,000 meters per second. Distraction pass through, so it went through this block, and when it came out, the speed turned to 400 meters per second. Okay, and then what we need to do is also initial and final momentum. The initial one is the 10 gram bullet times 1,000 meters per second plus the block was at rest, so it's 0, right? Is equal to the final. After the bullet came out, is kilogram times 400 meters per second plus the block. The block is 2 kilograms. We don't know the velocity. Okay. So according to these and these, you'll be able to get the velocity. It's 3 meters per second. You got it here? And then the question is ask you one more step. To what maximum height will the block rise above the initial position? So it's the same as we know an object at the initial velocity, 3 meters per second, was the maximum level it can get. We know the acceleration is -9.8, right?